Welcome back. It's 2023. I hope every single one of you has had a fantastic Christmas and an even better New Year. We are back with another video, 20 ways to optimize the opportunities that you have in 2023. As you can see, the black eye's gone, but it's been replaced with a knife wound from cutting some fruit, vegetables, or something yesterday. I don't even remember what it was. Always in the wars, so it seems. I want to start by saying that in this list of 20 different ways that you can optimize your opportunity in 2023, some of them may contrast. It may seem like it's a completely opposite thing to what I've said before. But I promise you, from personal experience, I know that if you do just some of these, a handful, even if you do one of them, your life will improve. Your attitude will improve. Your opportunities will be optimized. You'll see more opportunity, more will come to you, and all over, I believe that you'll be a happier person. Opportunity is something that I find a lot of happiness in. If I feel like there's a lot of things to do, then I'm very happy about that. Hi, my name's Samuel. If you don't know me, I'm the founder of Speak Straight, where we develop communities, build ambassador programs, and run communications for Web3 businesses all over the world. So without any further ado, let's just get on with it. Number one is be proactive. Being proactive is an important part of any kind of success as well as finding opportunity. It's the opposite to waiting for something to come to you. It's doing things that will get you the kind of result that you want. Now, this could be in business through outreach or through developing a community by contacting people or getting involved in other communities, all the way to like health. If you wanted to lose weight, you'd have to deficit, you'd have to fast, you'd have to go to the gym, you'd have to run, you'd have to get up and move. Equally, if you wanted to put on weight, you'd probably have to eat a lot more food or anything like that. Being proactive is about thinking what you want and then thinking about how it is that you're going to get there. You can also do it at work. If you finish something that you've done for the day, then it's probably a good idea to maybe start on something early tomorrow, or maybe work on an idea that you've had, because that's being proactive. Your work will see, your boss will see, your managers will see that you are doing things, not necessarily that aren't expected, but you're doing things with a greater goal in mind. That's how I see being proactive. Like when I gave a presentation at a job interview, which worked really well. Next is taking the initiative. This is one of those ones that may be slightly contrasted later on in the list, but taking initiative is doing things independently, not requiring or needing someone else to tell you what to do 24/7. Now, I think everyone, at least the majority of people, feel that level of comfort when they're being told what to do. It's a lot easier to have someone tell you the things you need to be doing 24/7 than actually thinking, okay, what's the best thing that I can do? So it kind of ties into being proactive. If you can be proactive, then chances are you're taking the initiative. So an example of taking initiative would be, hey, this needs to be done. I know that this person in this area, so Jane from accounting, needs to understand how much we've spent on marketing in 3 months. So if you're taking the initiative, then you're going to start calculating, okay, so maybe we spent on this and this and this, and then you hand that over to your manager. They might turn around and say, hey, look, like we've already done this, but you're showing that you're taking the initiative, right? You're trying to do something that is not necessarily expected of you because you chose to do it. Now, this one might seem really obvious, but actually looking for opportunities, right? It's all good and well doing things that you want to do that need to be done, but if you're not actively searching for new things that you can be doing, then chances are you're not going to see them because you get used to it. Once you start looking for opportunities, like I found as well, when I started looking for opportunities online, in town, opportunities all of the time, when you're constantly on search, okay, can I do something here? What can I be done here? It starts to click, right? You start to notice patterns. You start to see where opportunities might lie. Now, loads of opportunities present themselves at networking, right? Now, networking can be online, right? So LinkedIn is probably like the number one online place for networking, if not Twitter. Twitter's blowing up, especially in the Web3 space at the moment, or blown up, or is continuing to blow up, or however you want to call it, expanding with the universe itself. But finding places where you can talk to people that are doing things similar to what you want to do is ace. Number one way, I think, is through networking. It's like that old saying, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. Now, I think it was in my last video, I said it's a little bit of both, and I stand by that fact, because you can know everyone in the world, but if you don't know how to speak the language, then you're not going to be able to capitalize on the opportunities that are presented to you through developing a network. Now, if you don't know where to start with networking, I recommend building on your relationships that you already have. Family, friends, or in your workplace. It's really easy in a job to get there, only do what's required of you, and then leave. I think it was an episode of Suits or a clip I saw from Suits where, was his name Harvey? I think the guy's like, see why that guy's not succeeding? Because he didn't care about the dinner. My acting skills are shining through here. And it's exactly that. If you're not making an effort to communicate with different people in your life, whether it is your family or your friends or people you work with, then the chances are you're not going to be open to as many opportunities because you're not giving yourself that chance to take on opportunities through communication. Now, the best place I find to meet new people is at events. Now, I don't mean going to a festival, right, or a club. Not those kind of events. I mean events that are in your area or in a nearby town or in a nearby country where there's going to be lots of people doing what you do or are working closely with what it is that you want to do, right? So if you're into fitness, then you want to go to a Gymshark event. I've never been to a Gymshark event, but cardio expos, calisthenic expos, all of this kind of stuff, I bet you they are everywhere. You just have to look for them. So I go to Web3 events. I try my very best to go to as many of these events as I can. I had one in Berlin. You can see the Berlin vlog somewhere. I'm not going to put it in this video because I don't want to ruin the retention rate. But I met so many people there. Now, I am an extrovert. I find it really easy to talk to people. So this kind of comes naturally to me, but it can be learned. And if you don't know how to do that, let me know. Drop it in the comments, message me on social media. I'd love to help out wherever I can. Because going to these events, you will find opportunity. For example, at the Web3 event, I found 15 potential new clients, customers, whatever you want to call them. And it blew my mind that in 2 days, I got more potential business than spending hours at the computer. And it's easier, right? It's easier, I find anyway, to build relationships in person than it is online because no one likes being randomly messaged. But I do, so reach out. Another way to create and optimize your opportunity in 2023 is take courses, learn, right? Now, I hated school. You can ask any of my teachers. I was not a great student, but now doing something that I love, I want to learn more about it. And when you learn more about things, you find yourself falling into puddles of people that are also doing the same thing. These communities built around this certain topic that you want to do. So if you want to learn about Web3, like IBM do a really good course. There's the Decade. I've probably butchered that name. But if you learn new skills, you will find new opportunities because you'll be able to spot them. You'll be able to search for them. You'll learn new things that give you the thought process to think, okay, because of this, I can now go here. And you can find new opportunities through learning. Learning new skills is a fundamental part, I think, of what it is to be human. I love trying new things out, and I think finding things that you love or things that you want to try is a great way to find opportunity, to optimize your opportunity, because you're bound to meet new people. You're bound to learn something new. So, for example, I want to go do highboard diving. That's something that I want to do. So I'm going to go and do that. Or go to a dance class, or go to a concert, or anything that you maybe haven't done before, or that you want to learn and you want to find a community of people that also do that. literally anything. Water sports. It doesn't have to be expensive, right? It doesn't have to be difficult. It could literally be walking up the hill. You meet someone there, learn a new skill, get a new idea. Bang. You've got an opportunity. Now, another one that might be a bit obvious is being open to opportunities. You can search and search and search and search and search for opportunities, but sometimes it's when you're not searching that one pops up. Now, like I said, these are going to contrast, right? Some of them, you only have to really do a couple of these to really see some gain in your new opportunities. You don't have to do every single one of these. Don't like write all of these down and be like, I have to do these every single day to find opportunity. No, just do one of them and do it. Just keep doing it for a bit and then find one that works for you. But being open to opportunities is really important. You have to be willing to say yes, but also knowing when to say no. So when an opportunity does come your way, get through your avid searching, your continuous searching, or just by chance, you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready to say yes. Spend too long thinking about it. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. Again, develop these new skills that you build. You try a new skill, whether you like it or not, be it in business or personal or whatever. It's always best to build on it and develop that skill for a bit before making your final decision. Now, you might know straight away, like, oh, I want to go do rock climbing or cliff jumping. You might do it once. You're like, hey, no, you know what? I can tell pretty adamantly that this is for me. And that's absolutely fine. Don't beat yourself up. Not everything is going to be your cup of tea. Just like not every person is going to be your cup of tea. What was the one I heard? You could be the sweetest peach on the tree, but not everyone likes peaches. Being present, being ready for opportunity when it arises is vital. You can't look an opportunity in the face, say no, and then complain that you never have any opportunities because you're not giving yourself that opportunity. So when I say be ready for when opportunity does arise, it means give yourself that chance to do it. Don't let fear control you. No, it's such a cliche. Don't let fear control you. Just do it. Stay positive. Now, this is age old. Everyone says this, and it is a lot easier said than done. It's almost impossible to be happy all of the time, right? Being positive and being happy are not the same thing. Being positive is being able to see that silver lining, right? This was a terrible thing that happened, but out of this terrible thing that happened, I've learned something new about myself. I've seen a new opportunity to grow. I've found something that I needed. Now, sometimes these lessons, if you want to call them lessons, just suck and they can really, really hold you down. And like I said, it's not about being happy with everything that happens to you. You don't want to be happy when your cat dies. You want to know that there's no more suffering there. I got a bit deep, right? We're not here to deep this. I didn't have a super positive day today, but I started listening to a new genre of music that I've never really listened to before. And from that, I feel a new energy in myself. Even when you have hard days, there's always something that can lift you up. And I find music really helps personally. So explore, give yourself an opportunity to listen to new music. Now, there's no one way to do any of these things, really. There's no one way to be proactive. There's no one way to take initiative. There's no one way to network. There's no one way to be positive. There's loads of different ways to do loads of different things, and you just got to find what works for you. And that's the journey of life, right? That's the fun of being human, of being who we are. We get to experience things in our own individual ways and tailor those things to who we are and our experiences. And it helps develop us into the person that we could potentially become and are today. Being positive and doing all of these things is not only good for you, it's also really good for the people around you. Allowing yourself to jump on opportunities or to try and create opportunities is inspiring to people around you. When I see my friends jumping on opportunities or people online jumping on opportunities, it makes me happy for them. I am excited to see them doing something new or building a skill or taking a chance that might not work out, but could completely change everything that they know. You might not feel it, but if you're taking opportunities, you have people around you, you will be doing some good for them as well as for yourself. Now, taking calculated risks is a really important way to jump on opportunity. Now, taking calculated risk is not easy. You have to mess up in order to get this down. You're never going to be able to perfectly assess or manage a risk without risking smaller things first or messing up something first. It is okay to struggle when doing this. That's absolutely fine. I don't know if you needed someone to tell you that it's okay, but it's definitely okay. Taking calculated risks is working out your risk to reward ratio. But you got to think, okay, this opportunity that is facing me, this chance, we'll do the cliff diving. I have this opportunity to go cliff diving. I want to do this thing and it might be fun. The risk there is that there looks like there's some rocks at the bottom. This is a really high cliff. It's like 100 feet in the air. And that's probably, the reward of doing that is probably not worth the risk, right? Don't jump into water with lots of rocks at the bottom of it from 100 feet if you don't know how to swim. But jumping off a 5-meter board into a 25-meter deep pool with lifeguards around you after paddling around in the pool for a bit, that's probably worth it. And you're going to gain a lot more from that smaller jump than you are from that bigger jump. You're also risking a lot less. A massive one that kind of gets a lot of hate, I feel, is not being afraid to ask for help, right? No one got anywhere without help. Sorry if you didn't know, but all of your favorite people in the world, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mo Farah, Carlin Isles, Kevin Hart, Usain Bolt, none of these people got anywhere without any help. Whether it's paid for or not, you can get help. It is okay. If things are getting tough, it's absolutely fine to ask someone for help. Everyone has different thresholds where they need help. That doesn't mean that they can't reach a certain height because they need more help than someone else. It just means that if you need more help, I'm not gonna lie, you're probably just gonna have to work harder. Because if you're not lucky enough to have a group of people that will support you, then you're gonna have to find that. And now that's a really not an easy thing to do, but there is always help out there. If any of you need help or want help, I want to help. I like helping people, especially if you're doing the things that I'm doing. That'd be great. It'd be great to get more people doing what I'm doing. Don't be afraid to ask. From asking for help in any way comes guidance, and guidance is like the glue of success. It's like, yes, we discovered new lands when we didn't have the sat-nav, but it took so long to get there. You just ask the sat-nav, okay, I want to go here, then you get there. That's guidance in a really simple form. Guidance in more of a business sense or in an athletic sense gets a lot more complicated because you have to navigate a much different terrain than just how to get from here to here. It's how do I do this thing? Okay, in order to do that thing, I have to do this thing. But in order to do this thing, I have to learn these things. And it's a long process. And it goes a lot faster when you've got someone there who can say, okay, so this is a way to do this. This is a way that I did this. I learned that if I don't reach out to anybody on LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter, then I'm going to get maybe a few clients. But if I actually start spending 20, 30 minutes a day reaching out to people, you're going to 10x your potential return. The guidance comes from building relationships as well. You can if you just pay someone, but I think if you want real guidance, don't be afraid to pay someone. But if you can get guidance from someone that is doing what you're doing and that knows what you want to know through developing a relationship and building a partnership or a friendship or even a relationship, then I feel like you're going to get a lot further. At least I have got a lot further when building on relationships that I've got instead of always looking for somewhere else. You'd be amazed what the people around you can help you with if you just ask the right questions. Similar to the last two is advice. Advice is underrated. People don't want to listen to advice. I didn't. I used to hate taking advice. I was such a know-it-all. I was like, I can do this without anybody. And especially with this kind of culture, this hustle culture that's around, which I don't hate, but I don't love, is making, well, at least it's made me feel, is that I sometimes have to do all of this stuff alone. And that's not true at all. Asking for advice in anything, business, personal, friendships, whatever, is absolutely fine. And you shouldn't feel bad for wanting advice from someone. Now, if all you're doing is looking for advice and not taking action, then maybe there's a deeper problem there that you should explore yourself. That's where like taking the initiative comes from. If you're asking all these people, what do I do? What do I do? And they're giving you all this advice and you're still not doing anything, you got to ask yourself why. And that's okay. Sometimes you've got to take time. You've got to take the initiative within yourself to adopt new opportunities. It is what it is. But yeah, advice is underrated. It's okay. But be careful who you take advice from. Just be specific. There's nothing wrong with not taking advice from someone who you don't want to take advice from. Another saying, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. It's that way around. But the point still stands. Now, another way to find opportunity or optimize your chance to get opportunity and calculate your risk and your reward a bit more is by, especially if you have some kind of underlying issue that causes you to get anxious a lot, you've got to think, okay, what is the best possible thing that could happen? And what is the worst possible thing that could happen? And I bet you it's probably somewhere in the middle, right? So if you're worried about taking an opportunity or taking a chance, or you don't know what to do, or you don't want to take an opportunity because of any whatever, I think, what's the best thing that could happen? What's the worst thing that could happen? And then trying to find that middle ground, right? Because that middle ground is probably where it's going to be. Now, it's not 100%. Sometimes it's going to be the best thing. Sometimes it's going to be the worst thing. That's just life, right? Risk to reward. You don't gain anything without risking something. Final way to optimize your opportunity, number 20, is take care of yourself, right? Health is wealth. You're not going to achieve anything or be able to jump on any opportunity if you're tearing yourself to pieces every day. Telling yourself in the mirror that you are a hateful, sorry, terrible person, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to help you see opportunity. That's not going to be good for your mental health. That's not going to be good for your physical health. Now, if you are leaning into business, depending on what level of business success you want, you may have to focus on that thing opposed to some other things. But your personal health should never come second, whether it be mental, physical, or even spiritual, if you're that way inclined. It sounds selfish, but it's not. You do have to put yourself first. It's like on the plane. Don't put someone else's mask on before you put your own on. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and look after your family, look after the people you care about, but take care of yourself and opportunities will arise. You'll start to feel better, life will get brighter, and you'll see things in a completely new way. This video is a lot longer than I intended it to be. I might cut this up into a couple of parts. 10 ways, I don't know. It's been an absolute pleasure. I wish all of you the best for 2023. I'm super excited for what it's got. Let's absolutely smash this. And remember, get in touch with me on any of my socials. If you want to see more videos about any of this kind of stuff, let me know. And if one of these did help you out, let me know in the comments. Don't forget, speak straight.